Hello. When I bought my NC750X 2024, I was fully aware of the reputation the older models had for having a seat that's, let's say, not as good as it could be. I also read that the 2021 Plus bikes were an improvement, perhaps due to a different seat angle as much as anything. And I've seen you can buy 3D printed spacers, things like that for the older bikes, which I think actually just lifts the front of the seat up. I think that, as I said, might have been the change for the 21 models. They just changed the angle of the seat slightly rather than increasing the padding. For the first year or so, I had no problems at all, really. The seat, seems fine. Not as comfy as my old V85 TT by any stretch of the imagination, but, good enough. Even did a short tour around Brittany and had no issues. However, over the last 18 months or so, I've been on a bit of a weight loss journey, let's say. Why, thank you, yes, I have lost weight. Thanks for asking. And this year, all of a sudden, now my own seat has less padding. I've started to notice that actually I'm no longer very comfy on this at all. Yeah, starting to get real pain on longer rides. A couple of months ago, I read some good reports on these Oxford inflatable seat pads. Other brands are available, and these were on sale in sports bike shop. So I thought I'd give it a try. I'm not a huge fan of seat covers like this, but I needed to find a solution, and putting back on 3 stone to pad out my backside again was not an attractive proposition from any angle. Short story long, I didn't find it helped at all. I tried it with different pressures from almost flat, which seems to be what most people recommend. I tried pumping it up hard. I tried moving it, forwards, backwards on the seat, trying different positions, and it just didn't work for me. I couldn't find a way to make it comfortable. I'm not saying this is a bad product at all. Far from it. Many people use these and like them. Seems to be well made. It's just an inflatable bladder inside a cover with a valve. Even comes with a little pump so you can adjust the pressure on the go. Well, not on the go, but to easily adjust the pressure. Ooh, get active suspension. What about active seating? Moving on. But yeah, it didn't work for me. So I think it's a good product, but just not for me. So if anyone wants one of these, comments down below. This one's probably for sale. Nothing wrong with it. Just doesn't work for me. So in the end, I did what I've been avoiding for a long time and bought this. The Honda Comfort Seat. Now, you can argue that these seats should be standard fitment and paying extra for comfort is just scalping the poor bike buyer even more. And I might well agree with you on that. But most of the manufacturers seem to be up to these shenanigans these days. So it's just a fact of life, unfortunately. I'm sure some of the options packs when you specify a new bike probably include the comfort seat, but you're still paying extra for it. This one cost me around £140 from a dealer on Tinterwebs in October 2025. So I'm going to slap this bad boy on and see whether it works miracles, or if my only alternative is to hit the pies again. Swapping the seats is trivial on these bikes, if you didn't know already. Simply, there's just 2 10mm bolts, basically, holding the front seat on. Rear seat will be a bit more complicated, because you've got to change the mechanism for holding it open like that. But I don't have any friends, so I'm only getting the comfort front seat. Tiny violin. You don't really need to see me undoing some bolts. I don't think that counts as anything exciting, not even ASMR. There we are. The old seat, you just lift up at the back, give it a wiggle, and she comes right out. The new seat should just hook in the same as the old one. hopefully. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, good Lord. Is there an adult in the room? Okay. I made that look a lot harder than I should have done. Back in with the 2 bolts and it's done. Hopefully. Okay, quick pause. That confused me for a second. You've also got to remove these rubber fitting doobries from the old seat before putting in the new seat. I think they just push out. They're just a metal collar, would you call that? And some rubber bungee bits which I'm going to have to push through. So this will take a moment. 1 moment, please. Okay, and we're back in the room. Got them fitted eventually. Anyone that's had to do grommets like this knows it can be a bit of a pain sometimes to get the rubber bit squidged through the hole. I usually find something like a plastic trim tool is quite good for persuading it into place. You could use a metal screwdriver or something, but obviously there's more risk of damaging the rubber. So yeah, plastic trim tool is my recommendation. Maybe some silicone grease if you're really struggling to push it in. But yeah, we got there in the end. Right, where were we? Oh yes, demonstrating how not to fit a seat, because apparently it is rocket surgery. Good God damn it. Good gravy Marie. Right, we're there. It's not that difficult, folks. I'm just making it look that way. Click. Click. Job done. Hopefully. Get in there. Now all I need to do is take it out for a spin and see what it's like. Well, that was fun. I only managed a test ride of 40 minutes before the heavens opened. That's living in Wales. There we are. Conclusions then. Do I have any? Well, 40 minutes isn't really long enough, but yes, I think there's definitely more padding. I mean, obviously, because this seat fits a bit tighter. There's more padding. Felt pretty comfy. I'll have to do a much longer ride, really. I was only out for about, say, 45 minutes, so it wasn't really long enough to tell for sure, but yeah, hopefully this is going to be a big help with longer distance comfort. If you want to find out how I get on with it, leave a comment down in the thingy below, and I'll in a few months' time, when I've got a few miles on it, I'll reply and let you know what I think. But yeah, Honda comfort seat. Better than the original, probably should be fitted as standard. And just to reiterate, the old Oxford or similar air pads, so don't think they're bad products, just didn't work for me. So, you know, try things out for yourself. Anyway, I'm off for a cup of tea and to warm up. And apparently someone is ringing my phone while I'm recording this, so hooray. Take care out there. See you soon. Bye-bye.